Hey friends, happy summer. It's been a minute since I've sat down to make a video. We've had what feels like an already really full summer, and it's only gonna get even more full coming up here pretty soon. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm finally sitting outside for like the first time this summer. We've had so many hot days and incredibly humid weather. Also a ton of rain in the early summer months. So today is a rare gem of a day that it doesn't feel like I'm just dripping in sweat after being outside for more than 10 seconds. So I'm enjoying the weather on our porch, and I just thought I'd sit down and show you what we've been up to so far, and then talk a little bit about what we've got coming up. I know. Hi. Hello. Sorry about that. Anyways, I started the summer with an awesome girls trip with some of my best friends from college who've been my best friends for like 10 years now. And it just was awesome. We had such good quality time together. We spent a couple days in Utah. We rented a house or an Airbnb outside of Zion National Park and spent 2 days there and 1 day over at Bryce Canyon National Park, and did some exploring around where we were staying as well. I'll show you a little bit of that trip and share some more details of like what hikes we did and stuff in a minute, but yeah, that was a fantastic way to start the summer season. Since then, we've just been enjoying some more local summer stuff. We've done some berry picking. We went to a Lumineers concert recently, which was my birthday present from Matthew. I've done some container gardening. We've worked on our house. Just really tried to start to soak up summer and enjoy this season. In the middle of that, we also did take a quick trip back to Michigan to meet our new nephew. So that has just been so cool to get to be an aunt and uncle. But other than that, we are just, like I said, kind of enjoying this brief lull in plans and activities and gearing up for a busier summer season starting next month. Matthew kicks off the month with a trip to Florida for a bachelor party, and then at the end of August we are heading to Hawaii. We didn't really have this trip planned, but a friend told us about it and asked if we wanted to come, and at first we thought there was no way we could fit it in this year with so many trips, but then we stopped for a second and realized we didn't want to miss out, so why not go to Hawaii with a bunch of friends? So we are doing that in late August, and then in September we've got a friend's wedding. In October we have another friend's wedding, and then begins the holiday season of seeing family and friends throughout November, December, that time period. So I just thought I would share with you this little compilation of some of the fun things we've been up to so far, and I'm excited to take you all along on what we have going on the rest of the summer. So here is a bit of what we've been up to lately. During my trip to Utah, we stayed about 20-ish minutes outside of Zion National Park. On our first day in the park, we did the Watchman Trail, which was a moderate out and back that was about 3 miles total. This hike definitely got us warmed up with some decent elevation gain, but the views along the way and at the end of the trail were well worth it. Afterwards, we got cleaned up and headed to town for dinner and some live music, and then the next day we made the drive over to Bryce Canyon National Park. Here we did an easy, popular hike recommended for first-time visitors, which was the Queen's Garden Trail and Navajo Loop combination. This trail takes you from Sunrise Point to Sunset Point and gave us an incredible combination of switchbacks, hoodoos, and sweeping views from above and inside the canyon. I did originally wonder how similar Bryce Canyon and Zion would be, and if it would even feel worth it to squeeze in both, but I was pleasantly surprised that it didn't feel at all like the same experience. The views, the landscape, and the overall feel were unique at each park. On day 3, we went back to Zion to hike the Narrows, which was hands down my favorite experience of the trip. The Narrows is, you guessed it, the most narrow section of Zion Canyon. On this bottom-up trail, you wade through and around the river while staring up at the canyon walls that loom thousands of feet overhead. We rented waders at the local outfitter located just outside the park, and we're so glad we did, as some of the river sections were up to our chest. This was such a unique hiking experience, I would go back and do it again in a heartbeat. Once I got home, we spent time doing some quintessential summer activities while we waited for our nephew to be born. I started a small batch of plants from seed, cucumbers, tomatoes, some herbs, and flowers, and I've been enjoying caring for those and trying to keep them alive throughout our intense heat waves. We also visited a local farm and picked our weight in strawberries. One of our future goals is to have a big garden so that we can eat and preserve good quality food. While that dream slowly takes shape, we've enjoyed finding spots like our local organic farm where we can pick and preserve lots of yummy seasonal fruits and veggies. I tried my hand at making strawberry jam for the first time, just a super simple recipe with what I had at home: lemon juice, sugar, and strawberries. After mashing up the strawberries, I combined the 3 ingredients, brought them to a boil, let them cook, and then cool off before storing them in jars. My mom shared that you can freeze jam, which I never knew, so I'm trying that with 2 of the jars, and we'll see how it turns out. I did just get a pot large enough to start canning, so I'll experiment with that very soon. Once we finally got the news that our nephew was born, we packed up the car and hit the road for Michigan. It was an emotional and surreal experience holding him for the first time, seeing my sister as a mom, and thinking about all the adventures we're going to have together throughout his life. We didn't want to overwhelm them too much, so we mixed in some other summer fun while we were there amidst all the baby time. We, of course, had to take Nova to run on the beach, we got out on the lake, and got our first ice cream of the summer, and just soaked in some great quality time with family. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out some of the summer activities we have gotten up to so far. That's Nova telling me it's time to play fetch, so I'm gonna head out, and I look forward to taking you guys along on the rest of our summer and year adventures to come. See you in the next one. Bye.